सो हे गाइस, दिस इज योर बॉय बासु सहगल और आज की इस वीडियो में हम जानेंगे कि यार जी सॉक के बारे में और जी सॉक कौन सी ईयर में क्रैक कर सकते हैं हम, और जी सॉक के लिए जनरली हम पूरी डिटेल जानेंगे आज के इस पॉडकास्ट वीडियो में। और टुडे वी हैव रचित शाह फ्रॉम वीआईटी। सो हेलो रचित, थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग टू दिस पॉडकास्ट सेशन। So, please introduce yourself and from which college you are and how you were interested in CS and development.
Hi everyone, I am Rachit. I am a second year electronics student at VIT Pune. I am a growth intern at Grad Capital and I also like product management. And I'm doing a Google Summer of Code with Open Astronomy and I'm doing Google Season of Docs with the Stellar Group. So, how I got started with CS is I was in my first year and I saw a lot of people preparing for open source programs, talking about competitive programming. So I thought this is something interesting and I can give it a try. So I just started off doing random things. Spent my first year mainly in experimentation. Second year, I got direction that, okay, so these are the domains and the technologies I want to work with, and started creating stuff based on domains. So that's roughly my journey.
सो आई होप यार आपको पता लग गया होगा कि इनके बैकग्राउंड कैसा था और किस तरीके से इनका इंटरेस्ट जो था वो सीएस में डेवलप हुआ। मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन रचित आपके लिए ये है कि हाउ यू स्टार्टेड विद कोडिंग एंड एनी सजेशन फॉर बिगिनर्स जो फर्स्ट ईयर में स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं, चाहे वो बीसीए के हो, एमसीए के हो या बीटेक के हो, तो उनके लिए आपकी क्या सजेशन है कि आपको किस तरीके से कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना चाहिए अपनी कोडिंग जर्नी को लेके, और आपने किस तरीके से इंटरेस्ट डेवलप करा कोडिंग में?
So, firstly, what I would recommend everyone nowadays is that don't learn coding because it's cool or gives you a super high package. Neither of it is relatively true to what we have been told. So, firstly, you need to understand why you are coding. So, as you start, you will understand there are a lot more factors than just pushing out lines of code. Your code should add business value. It would solve problems. And as you know, in today's world, software is probably the best way to change someone's life. So that was my motivation behind
Sure.
learning and how to get started. So firstly, I would recommend everyone to work around on every aspect. So uh, explore each and every domain. So start off with something basic like web development or application development. So that gives you a rough overview of things. For example, how APIs work, how is data stored in a database, how will you scale a system from 1 users to 10 users, how will you have 100 concurrent users on your platform simultaneously. So you understand these things, and then you can understand how exactly should you deploy your project, how should you scale your project, how should you market your project. For example, if your project has the potential to become a product, you must understand the product market fit and your go to market strategies. So these things. But to start off development, firstly start with web and Android, or um try your hand at a bit of competitive programming. It generally just helps with your logic building. You understand that what is behind the works of a highly scalable system. Then you can dive into a niche technology. For example, GUI applications, or there's blockchain, or there's cybersecurity. So once your CS fundamentals are clear via a widely used tech stack, you can dive deeper into something which you are passionate about. And once you find your niche, you can start going deeper into your niche. This is one approach. The second approach is you can have a broader approach that you can learn 3 to 4 technologies simultaneously, create a big project which uses all 3 or 4 of them. For example, the best example is a full stack application which can be deployed on cloud. So you learn cloud, you learn front end, and you learn back end, and you make it highly scalable. So that is probably the best way. But one thing which stays true to whatever you do is you must learn by doing. Do not fall into tutorial hell. Do not just look at YouTube videos and build things. For example, if you're learning Flutter, do not just build a calculator just for the sake of it from some YouTube video, or copy code from Stack Overflow. make a calculator, add some features. For example, add a feature to calculate humidity, or add a feature to calculate your BMI, or add a feature to calculate your percentile on some scores, or make it a scientific calculator. So give a unique point of view to everything you make, because going that extra mile will put you ahead of the hundreds and thousands of other engineers.
ओके, सो आई होप यार आपको सब कुछ समझ आ गया होगा जो भी रचित ने यहाँ पर बोला कि आपको किस तरीके से स्टार्ट करना चाहिए अगर आप फर्स्ट ईयर में हो, चाहे BCA, चाहे BSc, चाहे BTech और या फिर MCA। तो अगर आप कोडिंग स्टार्ट करते हो तो आपको किस तरीके से उसे प्रैक्टिस करना चाहिए और किस तरीके से कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना चाहिए कि यार आप काफ़ी ज़्यादा अच्छी लेवल पे कोडिंग कर सको। So my next question to you, Rachit, is that what is open source development and is it required in GSOC? So, and how you started with open source development?
Open source, as the word implies, open source is where the source code of the projects you build, the product series, is open source. So anyone can have a look at the code base, anyone can raise issues, make contributions, which is called pull requests to the repositories where the code is hosted. So one major thing on which open source is mainly conducted is the code hosting platforms such as such as GitHub or GitLab or Fabricator. And Git is the framework which is used to communicate with your machine locally to the remote branches. So that's roughly open source. For GSOC, yes, GSOC is an open source program. So being active in open source is very much needed, because you understand that what is the mindset when you're contributing to open source. So it definitely helps develop a mindset and confidence for you to apply to such programs. How I got started, I was in my first year when one of my seniors and my mentor, he cleared Google Summer of Code. So since then, I was like, I want to clear this, and I led a student program known as Script Mentor of Code, where I was a program manager. We got two Google Summer of Code organizations too. Since then, I was like highly into open source, that this is something I really want to do. So I started doing those things, and after that, I applied for season of KDE, which is by KDE, which is a Linux distro. So worked on the Calumet installers for docs and a bit of Python documentation. And after that, I knew that I had to do GSOC. So this was my target since my first year. So I applied. I started preparing for it, and made a proposal and got selected.
Okay. So I hope you have got an idea that how he started with open source development and what was his motive to go for GSOC after the open source development. So Rachit, my next interesting question to you is that can you give some information about GSOC and who are all are eligible for it?
Google Summer of Code was a program kickstarted some 17 years ago. This is the 17th edition of Google Summer of Code. So Google Summer of Code is an open source program where it gives you a chance to work with cutting edge open source organizations to for you to up your coding skills and for them to get their projects completed. So it pays a stipend of for India, it pays a stipend of around $1,500, which is roughly about 1.5 lakhs. And it's you need to apply via proposal. So you can make up to 3 proposals to either same or different organizations, and then one of your projects will get selected if the organization finds your project well enough.
I hope you got an idea about how he got to know about GSOC and who all are eligible to it. And my next question to you, Rachit, is that how you got to know about GSOC and how you proceeding towards cracking it, because what were the steps, basically what were the major points that you can list out to crack GSOC in your journey?
I think that it's not about cracking GSOC per se, because it's not an exam, it is just a program. So it's about getting accepted. So one thing is selecting your organization is of uttermost importance. You need to make sure that your organization's interest and your interest and tech stack align for you to have a good chance for being selected for the program, then you must be familiar with the tech stack you're using. You must have confidence in that. If you don't have confidence, that's not a problem. You can still learn, you can still pick up the things. One of the major things is you must start early on. So since it's open source, it's always open for everyone. Start as soon as possible, because honestly, there is no harm in learning new things. So that's one of the things. And so I started looking for organizations sometime in December. I finalized Open Astronomy sometime in January last week, and I got to know about my project selection. That my project is like my organization will be getting slots in Google Summer of Code in February. I started making a proposal sometime in March, and 13th April was the last date. So I made a proposal. Proposal making and organization selection are the two most important factors which will make or break your selection for Google Summer of Code. And yeah,
सो आई होप यार आपको यहाँ पर मेजर पॉइंट्स जो इन्होंने अपनी जर्नी में एक्सपीरियंस करे वो पता लग गए होंगे। तो यहाँ पर हमने ये तो जान लिया कि जी सॉक के बारे में आप किस तरीके से जान सकते हो, किस तरीके से स्टार्ट कर सकते हो और ओपन सोर्स डेवलपमेंट की तरफ किस तरीके से कंट्रीब्यूट कर सकते हो। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो काफ़ी बच्चों का, जो स्टार्टर्स जो यहाँ पर कोडिंग स्टार्ट करना चाहते हैं, उनका ये ज़रूर होगा यहाँ पर कि व्हाट वर द रिसोर्सेज फ्रॉम वेयर यू स्टार्टेड कोडिंग एंड ट्राई टू लर्न कोडिंग।
resources, if I may say, is that the best resource is official documentation for anything you do, because official documentation has the most prominent set of resources. And if it's an active framework you're using, for example React or Electron or Node.js, so it has a very active and flourishing community to help you out with building. Might find peers as well. Then for resources, I did not follow a given set of resources. It was more of a excuse me. It was more of a collection of resources which I followed to build things. So and I mostly learned by doing. So I got ideas, I made projects out of it and built them. So that was roughly how I learned. And one thing which a lot of people face is in the beginning is they might get overwhelmed with information, or they might feel a lack of confidence. So I think that learning something new, I mean, not exactly coding, but anything, it's more about finding your right way. So given we have a lot of resources available, so if you like one resource, please stick to that resource till the end, where you feel confident enough to try out things yourself, because it doesn't make sense to invest your time in learning the same thing from three different resources. But if you dive headfirst into one resource, even if it's of the lower quality than the others, you will still gain confidence, and that confidence will help you to propel your learning curve further. So that's the right learning methodology according to me.
तो यहाँ पर रचित ने बहुत अच्छी बात बोली कि आप यार अगर तीन रिसोर्सेज से एक साथ पढ़ोगे, उससे बेटर है कि आप एक रिसोर्सेज पे ट्रस्ट करो और वहाँ से कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड करो और फिर अलग अलग रिसोर्सेज पे जाओ जब आपको ज़्यादा नॉलेज चाहिए। तो यहाँ पर आई होप कि जो भी अपनी कोडिंग जर्नी से शुरुआत करने वाले हैं उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा चीज़ें क्लियर हुई होंगी। Next question to you, Rachit, is that other than this, we know about GSOC. It's a very famous program by Google, and we know about it, and there's a lot of hype in tech students about it. But rather than this, besides this, are there any other programs in which students can participate? Can you list someone?
Another program for which I've also got selected is Google Season of Docs, in which you need to create documentation for open source organizations. Then there is the MHL Fellowship, Major League Hacking Fellowship. So it has four tracks, which is the beginner track, explorer track, open source track, and the newly introduced production track. So that's a very competitive but highly prestigious program to get into, to get real software development experience. Another program is the Linux Foundation's LFX mentorship programs, which run throughout the year. So those are very prestigious as well, because you work with the kernel maintainers of the Linux kernel. So that's another program. And apart from this, there are a lot of student-led programs where you can try your hand. to get open source experience. For example, Go Script Summer of Code, Script Winter of Code, Delta Winter of Code. Those are small programs which come up. So those are a good starting point for people who are new.
सो आई होप यार आपको ये सारे जो भी प्रोग्राम्स रचित ने बताए अच्छे से समझ आ गए होंगे। रचित, इसमें मैं एक क्वेश्चन ऐड करना चाहूँगा। जितने भी आपने यहाँ पर प्रोग्राम्स बताए हैं, तो यहाँ पर बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं हमारे पास, लेकिन क्या होता है कि स्टूडेंट हमारे यहाँ पर कॉलेज की पढ़ाई और ये जो एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़ हैं इनके बीच में फंस के रह जाता है कि किस पे ज़्यादा ध्यान दें। तो उनके लिए आपकी क्या सजेशन होगी?
It all boils down to your time management. For example, a lot of college have 6 to 8 hours of lectures. So it is not necessary for you to either prioritize on one thing. You need to be fluid in your roles and responsibilities. So, for example, if you know that this subject is important from your career trajectory point of view, then pay attention to that. For example, data structures, uh, uh, then computer networks, operating systems, communication systems, those subjects which might get asked in interview, please pay attention. Apart from these subjects like engineering design, which a lot of us hate. So those subjects you might skip. For time management, one thing is that study in blocks. So if your lectures are for 6 hours, please don't jump to coding directly because you might get burned out. Take adequate breaks. If you're giving 3 to 4 hours a day, please do it in blocks. And at the end of the day, it's mainly about how well you can organize your schedule. Since it's all virtual right now, we are saving a lot of time which would have been wasted on transportation and other mindless stuff. So you might want to cut down on other forms of media consumption if you want, because that would clean your mind. It gives you a productivity boost, and you can reallocate that time. So as I said, it's all about how well you can manage your time. So if you can manage your time well enough, it is a skill which can help you not now for GSOC, but it will help you throughout your life because you will know where your priorities lie.
ओके, तो आई होप यार आपको यहाँ पर पता लग गया होगा कि जो भी स्टूडेंट्स को दिक्कत होती है यहाँ पर कॉलेज की स्टडीज़ और ये सब एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटीज़, ये भी एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर नहीं, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक्टिविटीज़ है मैनेज करने में। तो यहाँ पर रचित ने जो भी आपको सजेशंस दिए हैं तो यार आप वहाँ ज़रूर ट्राई करना, इट विल हेल्प यू आउट। So my last question of this podcast is that you have achieved, like I must say that it's a great achievement that you have cleared Google Season of Docs as well as Google Summer of Code in your second year of college, and how students should proceed so that they can crack such good programs in early college days, because you have achieved so much in just second year of college. So what would be your suggestion to the students watching this podcast?
Love what you do and be curious, because honestly, I love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. So if you fall in love with learning, so it's an addiction. You will form a habit. So build progressive habits. For example, when you start coding initially, for the first 1 month or the first 45 days, it will be hard for you to grasp things. You might not be able to debug stuff well enough. You might not understand the jargons everyone is putting around, but that's all right. Be persistent, be consistent, and just love what you do. If you find your calling, that's it. That's the most optimized answer. You might say कि पढ़ो, ये करो, वो करो. नहीं, that's wrong, because if you don't love what you do, you can't get excellence in what you really want to do. So love your work.
सो आई होप यार आपको यहाँ पर पता लग गया होगा कि इतना सब कुछ अचीव करने के लिए यू शुड ऑलवेज लव व्हाट यू आर डूइंग एंड यू शुड फाइंड फन इन व्हाट यू आर डूइंग। सो यार आज की इस छोटी सी वीडियो में आपको पता लग गया होगा GSOC के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत, कि GSOC किस तरीके से क्रैक किया जा सकता है, और भी बहुत सारे प्रोग्राम्स के बारे में जो कि अवेयरनेस बहुत ज़्यादा कम है मुझे ऐसा लगता है कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स के बीच में। और आपको यहाँ पर कॉलेज की स्टडीज़ और जो यहाँ पर इस तरीके के प्रोग्राम्स को किस तरीके से मैनेज करना चाहिए रचित ने बहुत अच्छे से बताया यहाँ पर। और अगर आपको यहाँ पर रचित से या फिर मुझसे कनेक्ट होना है तो लिंक्डइन आईडी दोनों डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में दी होगी, सो यू कैन कनेक्ट विद बोथ ऑफ अस। सो यार आज की वीडियो में इतना ही। अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी हो तो लाइक करना और अपने दोस्तों के साथ ज़रूर शेयर करना, और रचित को सपोर्ट करते रहना। लिंक्डइन आपको यहाँ पर उनकी आईडी मिल जाएगी डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में, यू मस्ट कनेक्ट विद हिम। सर आज की वीडियो में इतना ही। थैंक यू सो मच।